probably gonna die sooner than most people. And because that's what the doctor said. But I'm living life like,
no, what did the doctor say?
I might die in the morning, so let's
Nick Cannon is officially in the hot seat right now, and this situation is not looking good for him at all. One of his baby mamas has gone full mama bear mode, reportedly filing for emergency custody along with a restraining order after alleging that Nick tried to pressure her into allowing their child to donate an organ. Yes, let that sink in. Fans are stunned, timelines are on fire, and the streets are buzzing because this isn't just messy drama. This is next-level chaos. While people are still trying to process that shocker, things take an even darker turn. Nick's very public history, including having 12 children across multiple households, ongoing health struggles, and long-standing online whispers about his medical situation, is now being dragged straight into the spotlight, and folks are deeply unsettled. According to reports, the baby mama, who is choosing to remain anonymous, allegedly filed court documents requesting full emergency custody of their minor child. Sources claim she told the court she had what she believed was reasonable cause to fear for her child's safety, citing alleged pressure from Nick regarding a possible organ donation. These claims are based on leaked documents circulating online, though none of this has been confirmed in court yet. One thing is clear, though. This baby mama did not come to play. And if these allegations are true, this situation is about to get real uncomfortable, real fast. Now, the documents don't reportedly specify which organ is involved, but that hasn't stopped fans from being completely shaken by how extreme this situation sounds.
I don't feel like monogamy is healthy. I feel like that gets into the space of selfishness and ownership.
According to claims tied to the filing, the child's mother allegedly also expressed fears that Nick might try to take the child without consent, which is why she reportedly requested a restraining order not just for herself, but for the child as well. If even part of this is true, it immediately raises serious red flags, and people online are calling this deeply concerning. At this point, nothing has been officially decided by the court, and there's no confirmation on whether emergency custody or the restraining order will actually be granted. That said, legal experts and online commentators are pointing out that cases involving medical decisions and minor children are handled with extreme caution, especially when organ donation is even mentioned. Let's be clear, a minor donating an organ to a parent is considered an absolute last resort scenario, and it comes with heavy legal and medical oversight. So even without knowing what's allegedly going on with Nick's health, the fact that his child is reportedly connected to a donor discussion has people side-eyeing the entire situation hard. And while the streets are shocked, they're also not totally surprised. Over the years, there's been constant online chatter about Nick's growing family and long-term intentions, with critics questioning his public explanations and motives. None of that has ever been proven. But now those old conversations are bubbling back up, making this custody battle even more intense and uncomfortable to watch. And with everything coming out right now, a lot of people are saying this feels like something that was planned way ahead of time. And that moment has finally arrived. Honestly, the energy around Nick shifted big time after his last child was born in 2022. That's when people really started looking at him sideways because let's keep it real. One person truly showing up for 12 kids across 6 different households just doesn't sit right with a lot of folks. Once you factor in how nonstop his career is, the situation starts feeling even more off. The super dad image he likes to present doesn't really line up with what people are seeing anymore, and the math just isn't mathing for a lot of observers. Now how he manages birthdays, schedules, and real presents is anybody's guess. But one thing Nick has never tried to hide is that monogamy isn't something he believes in. At least not anymore. And now, people think they're finally seeing why.
probably gonna die sooner than most people. And because that's what the doctor said. But I'm living life like,
no, what did the doctor say?
I might die in the morning, so let's all night.
Before we dive into the stranger and darker parts of this whole situation, it helps to slow things down and really walk through his kids and baby mama timeline, because that context matters. So let's rewind. Nick was married to Mariah Carey from 2008 to 2016. She actually filed for divorce in 2014. But like many high-profile breakups, the legal process dragged on for a while before it officially ended. During their marriage, they welcomed twins in 2011. And at the time, their family life looked picture perfect, at least on the surface. Nick shares twins, a son named Moroccan and a daughter named Monroe. And people online have been side-eyeing that situation for years now. The streets have long speculated that Mariah saw the writing on the wall early and decided to protect her peace and her kids, which is why she walked away when she did. None of that has ever been proven, but the timing definitely keeps people talking. After that marriage ended, Nick didn't exactly slow down. He quickly moved on and began a relationship with Brittany Bell. By 2017, they welcomed their first child together, a son named Golden. In 2020, they added a daughter, Powerful Queen, and then in November 2022, Brittany gave birth to their third child, a son named Rise Messiah. That alone had people asking serious questions. Nick also shares twins, Zion Mixolydian and Zillion Heir, with Abby De La Rosa, who were born in 2021. Their family expanded again when their daughter, Beautiful Zeppelin, arrived in November 2022. At that point, timelines were officially spinning. Then there's Alyssa Scott. She and Nick welcomed a son, Zen, who tragically passed away as an infant after battling brain cancer, a loss that deeply affected everyone involved. Later, in December 2022, Nick and Alyssa welcomed a daughter named Halo Marie, which added even more layers to an already complicated family tree. Nick also has a son, Legendary Love, with Bray Tiesi, born in June 2022, and a daughter, Onyx Ice Cole, with Lanisha Cole, born in September 2022. And to really grasp how wild this timeline is, in June 2021 alone, Nick welcomed 3 children with 2 different women, including Zen. That's when even longtime supporters started saying this situation was getting hard to defend. Now here's where the conversation really shifts, because once people saw that timeline laid out, the questions got louder and way more uncomfortable. The streets aren't just reacting to the number of kids anymore, they're questioning logistics, priorities, and decision-making. Folks are asking how anyone can truly show up emotionally, mentally, and physically for that many children spread across multiple homes while juggling nonstop work, travel, and health concerns. And let's be clear, nobody is saying Nick doesn't love his kids. But love and consistent presence are 2 very different things, and that's where the skepticism kicks in hard. Fans keep pointing out that parenting isn't just birthday posts and cute photos, it's day-to-day involvement, tough calls, and being there when it actually matters. This is also why the current custody situation has people extra uneasy. When medical decisions, court filings, and emergency requests start entering the picture, the stakes change completely. Suddenly, this isn't just celebrity chaos. It's real-life consequences with real children involved. Online reactions have been split straight down the middle. Some people are defending Nick, saying this is being blown out of proportion, while others believe this moment exposed cracks that were always there. Either way, the public image he's built over the years is now under serious pressure, and people are watching every move closely. And then came 2022, and that's when people really started clutching their pearls, because somehow things got even wilder. 5 children, 5 different women, all within the same year. 2 of those babies were even born in the same month, September, which means Nick now has 8 kids under the age of 6. At some point, people stopped calling it chaotic and started saying this felt excessive and deeply uncomfortable. Now, long before any of the current medical or custody talk surfaced, fans were already questioning how one person could realistically be a fully present father to 12 children across multiple households. And Nick himself didn't help calm the conversation, because he openly admitted on several occasions that none of these children were accidents. Nick has gone on record saying, "I take full responsibility. Any woman I have unprotected intimacy with, there's potential for a child." He also explained that once he reached a certain level of trust, he viewed that woman as someone who could potentially be the mother of his child. He continued by saying that with every woman he had a child with, there was a real conversation and intention behind it. According to him, he believed they would be amazing mothers and that they genuinely wanted children, which is why he claims every child was planned. On the surface, that might sound thoughtful to some people, but to others, it only made things feel even more unsettling, especially when insiders and online commentators started suggesting there may have been another motive behind all this planning. That's when whispers about a deeper, darker strategy started circulating, and once those rumors hit, this whole situation took on a much heavier tone. And this is where things take a turn that really has people uneasy, because once those insider whispers started circulating, the narrative shifted fast. The streets began connecting dots that on their own might not mean much, but together, it started looking wild. A growing number of kids, carefully planned timelines, public health struggles, and now sudden court filings involving medical decisions. That combo made people pause hard. Online commentators are saying this isn't about gossip anymore, it's about patterns. When someone openly admits every child was planned, while also facing serious health conversations behind the scenes,
we all can go through the assistant to make sure it's on the calendar if there's something important.
Folks start asking uncomfortable questions. Not accusations, questions. And to be clear, none of these darker theories have been proven. There's no court ruling, no confirmation, and no official evidence backing up the most extreme claims floating around online. But once the idea entered the public conversation, it spread fast because people felt the timing was just too convenient to ignore. This is why the emergency custody filing shook people the way it did. It didn't come out of nowhere. It landed on top of years of side-eye, speculation, and unanswered concerns. Now the spotlight is brighter than ever, and every past statement Nick made is being replayed with a whole new tone. At this point, the internet isn't just watching, it's dissecting everything, frame by frame, waiting to see what happens next. By now, most people are aware that Nick has been dealing with serious health issues for years, including lupus, and this is not something minor or new. He's been hospitalized multiple times over the years due to kidney failure and other complications connected to his condition. That alone adds a much heavier layer to everything happening right now. Back in 2017, Nick even spoke openly about this during an interview, where he admitted that he didn't believe he would live as long as people might expect. That statement stuck with a lot of folks, especially now. When you look at everything unfolding today, that comment hits very differently. It made people pause then, and it's making them pause even harder now. As online conversations grew darker, insiders also began pointing out Nick's reported interest in umbilical cord blood at the time of his children's births.
It looked like, is Nick available to see his child?
This quickly sparked more discussion, because medical research has explored how cord blood stem cells may have potential in treating autoimmune conditions like lupus. According to publicly available medical sources, cord blood stem cells are often considered promising because they are less likely to be rejected compared to bone marrow stem cells. That scientific context is real, but here's where the internet starts spiraling. Now that allegations involving medical pressure and custody filings have entered the picture, people are drawing connections that make this situation feel even heavier. None of this has been confirmed in court, but the overlap between past health discussions and current claims has pushed public concern into overdrive. At this point, the conversation has gone from curiosity to full-blown alarm, and everyone is waiting to see what actually holds up once facts replace speculation. And here's where things get even more interesting, because not long after this whole situation blew up, Nick suddenly had one of his baby mamas stepping in to defend him, and that raised eyebrows fast. Out of nowhere, Bree Teasy popped up publicly praising Nick and calling him a great father and partner. She even shared a photo of them together and wrote, "I'm not proving anything. I love my family. I love my partner. I love all his kids, and I welcome and accept all the mothers." That message hit the internet like a curveball. Because let's be real, Bree has a long history of saying the exact opposite. In the past, she openly admitted that co-parenting with Nick wasn't easy and that she, along with other mothers, often had to go through his assistant just to get in contact with him. That doesn't sound like hands-on parenting, it sounds like booking an appointment. So while Nick might show up online looking like super dad, behind the scenes it feels a lot more structured and distant than people were led to believe. Nick's response only added to the confusion. He didn't clearly confirm or deny anything. Instead, he brushed it off and suggested that Bree was chasing attention. That left fans wondering how we suddenly went from public criticism to glowing praise overnight. Now people are calling it what it looks like, damage control. Many believe that post didn't come out of nowhere and that Nick is trying to clean up his image before things spiral even further. Because at this point, the last thing he needs is more scrutiny. Nick's world is officially in chaos. 12 kids, 6 baby mamas, serious health battles, court filings, and non-stop speculation. The super dad image is cracking in real time. This isn't just messy anymore. It's next level wild. So what happens next? Will the court side with the anonymous baby mama, or will Nick manage to dodge another major hit? Either way, the streets are watching, the tea is boiling, and this story is far from over. Drop your thoughts in the comments. Do you believe the defense, or is something not adding up? Don't forget to like, subscribe, share, and comment, and I'll see you in the next one.